All right, everyone, let's get back to the class 3 talks 2. In this talk, we're going to show you how to connect two power supply in series. So we have two power supply here, right? This is positive, this is negative, this is positive, this is negative. To series connection, we're basically connecting positive of one power supply to the negative of other power supply. So I'm going to do here, I'm going to connect using this jumper here. I'm going to connect this positive to this negative, right? That means two power supply connected now, will act on one power supply. So this is the negative part, this is the positive part now. So now to make this circuit over here, I'm going to use this side coming to the resistor over here, and this side coming to the other part of the resistor here. And I'm not using 5.1 kilo ohm, I'm using 4.7 kilo ohm right here. Because in the lab right now I don't have a 5.1 kilo ohm, right? So now to do that, I'm going to use again two banana prong. So red one goes here, and black one goes here. So this is now combining two power supply. That will come, one end come to this one here, another one will come to this end here. So my circuit is done, right? So look at it. This circuit is two power supply connected in series and coming to the resistor. Circuit is done, right? So now I'm going to use this one here to measure the voltage across the resistor. So that's right here, right? And also I need to change this because this is now measuring current. I have to change this to the voltage measurement and go back to the DC voltage measurement right here, okay? So all set. Now I have to make sure that my both power supply at 16 volts, right? So let's go power supply 1 here first. So 1 right here, display limit. So I'm gonna go back, make this one to 16. Then power supply go, I have to make it high, range high, and also make it to 16. Okay, then both power supply needs to, current limit would be 10 milliamps. So I need to make this one 0 and go this one 0. Then this one should be 1, 10 milliamps, 0.01, and this one should be 0, right? Okay. Then also power supply 1 needs to have the same thing. So I need to this one at 50 milliamp now from the previous experiment. So I'm going to go that one here. So that's all done. So now, so remember that each of them has 16 volts, 10 milliamps. So nobody can exceed 10 milliamps, and also cannot exceed 16 volts. So I turn it on. Look at that here. So this one is showing 31.99 volts, right? And this one is showing 16.01 volts. This is the power output 1. If I go to output 2, that will be showing 16.00 volts. So if you add them together, you should get 32.01 volts, but your meter is showing 31.99. So you know different equipment can measure differently, right? So that's all for this part. The next part, we're gonna measure the current going into the resistor, right? So you see the current here is 0.009. If I go to output 1, is showing a little bit lat, 0.007 milliamps, and so on. So I'm gonna turn off here, and reconfigure my circuit. So that's the voltage measurement for your. I'm gonna write down over here. So I have seen the voltage supply 1 is 16.01 volts. This one is 16.00 volts, and current 0.09. This one 0.07 amp, right? And multimeter. Let me show the multimeter voltage. We have 31.99 volts, right? And the current I'm going to measure right now. So to configure this one to measure the current, I'm going to bring this one over here, and I'm going to bring the dial to the DC current measurement. Then I'm going to disconnect this from here. Now I have to measure the current going into the circuit. So I'm going to break the circuit right here. You can see the circuit is broken right here, right? Circuit is broken right there. Then I'm going to use this to make the circuit again. So I'm going to positive to positive here, and negative goes to the outgoing current, right? So now this is the broken part. I made it through the meter. So current going to the meter, coming back, and going to the negative port of the power supply. So now if I turn it on here, let's see what happened. So look at here. My current supply from the meter is 0.007 amp. So if you look at here, you can see that there's two different power supply from the two power supplies, two different current, but your meter is measuring 0.007. Why is that? we discussed them in the class. You need to understand why it's going. So now you can do all the calculation in here. So if you look at the field resistor now, it's not that warm. It's trying to be a little bit warm. So why is that? If you do the power calculation, you can see what happened in there. So that's all for this one, and I'm gonna get to the next one in the next video. All right.